listen. One might extensions, I don't look like expeditions on. Man, it's too loud. Hit me in your city, cause when I start spitting too much drive, need some power steering, cruising to a better vision, y'all. Can you hear me, hear me now? 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 Mama, dirty the roads that I've traveled, but I'm on my way. Mama, trust all the steps on my journey, 'cause I'll be okay. And I would rather be the man. Maybe one day I'll go back to school. Think I'm probably kidding, but I still mean it. They've been trying to school me, but I've been a genius. Daddy looking more like home since I made moves. Can you hear me, hear me now? Can you hear me, hear me now? Can you hear me, hear me now? Can you hear me, hear me now?
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. They find some open field here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that, because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet you still have to be physical, and that's what they did on the first play.
And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
I don't care what the game plan was coming in. After these runs,
you're running it, right?
you make sure you keep circling on your play sheet, running plays that are working, and keep patting those big offensive linemen on the back. They're doing a great job.
Goes without saying the defense is going to have to adjust to it.
In a big way, and they've got to figure out, do they have to sell out to stop the run, or can they just do it better than what they've done so far?
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Hassan Reddick, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Going to throw right side here, complete. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a 1st down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
Forced out to his left. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
14.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Harvin the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is intercepted. Picked off at about the 31.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
56. Lucky 56. Leopard. Leopard.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Doyle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. They'll set up a throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Trying to get it to Harvin, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. Jones breaking from the contact. Harvin, the intended receiver. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now Leonard Fournette. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
95, 19.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. He's going to wind up and air it out. And got his man complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Bucky Hodges, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Big hold of the 30. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
All right, now, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for the Niners. And even 40 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Back to throw now on 1st down. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Black 99 Philly, here we go! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Man open, it's Goodwin. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Move 15! Shotgun.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check 50, check 50. 14, front it. Check 26. Bang out, bam.
On 1st down, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Hassan Reddick in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
14.
Now Wilson operating from the gun. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
95.
And they'll go on the ground. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
14.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Eli Harold coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Picked up by Josh Jones. And some space here. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Escaping the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Eric Armstead able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. And the pressure gets to him again. DeForest Buckner in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
12. We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Fight that.
From the gun, Wilson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to go up top over the middle. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Detroit!
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size...
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now back to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 11. 12 yards on the return that time, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure it's something.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And this one will be brought back to the 22. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
His throw caught right around the 6. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They'll try and run with McKinnon. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Jerick McKinnon, as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
"15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. 19.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson going up top. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And an alley to run. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about team.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Hassan Reddick able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Zebra.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. 3rd and long. It's Wilson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, Jarkowski Tart. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
In the backfield, standing alone on 2nd and goal is McKinnon. They get it to him running left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Jerick McKinnon taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Niners take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Look at the juke. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere.
He's got a man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Hassan Reddick in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Alert! 3 down! Friday! 12! 12!
On 2nd down, Wilson. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get in for the 2 points to get this back to a 3-score game. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
You don't want no problem. You don't want no problem from me.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They run once more with McKinnon. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll set up to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
This is fielded at the 27. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Gotta go, gotta go.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Zach Cunningham not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Right left, right left. Right, 90.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
We got three, Federal. Right. Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. 14.
Wilson now throwing on 3rd and long. And he can't find Son Reddick in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now McKinnon to start the drive. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here again is McKinnon. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
Here's McKinnon. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
14.
After the interception, here's Wilson. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session, but coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
4 down, 4 down. Out. 14.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin. Wilson now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play that time for the Seahawks. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
19. 14. Gun.
To throw again is Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but Felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead and fling and try and get a 3rd one.
Yeah, now from this spot on 3rd down, I think he'd probably throw it here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. They won't even send in a running play here, I don't believe. I think they go ahead and try and throw it for a touchdown.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. This is caught. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter. You're going. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They come out here in the eye. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson taking it in. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks.
Be ready for one word. Be ready for one word. Hang out. Bam.
They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game, the interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off. Well, Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now McKinnon, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Leopard! Leopard! Gone! 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 Gone!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, 59 yards. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Wilson. He's going to sling this deep down. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain of 39 that time.
Tempo, baby. Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Now Wilson. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
McKinnon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They run it with McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd and 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Josh Jones in on the stop. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw here. Going for the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hodges. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Wilson over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the 49ers, there was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Hey, I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp, I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now it in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo. Shorty wanna me cousin wearing gold. I came up and made it happen, I was by the stove. Big inside this cases once. Do me dirty, I'ma find you, lay your out on the floor. 19 with a I got rich by myself. Rather do this alone, I wasn't asking for no help. They keep asking how I'm winning with the card that I was dealt. Boy, I work hard for the seat and I ain't buckling my belt. Call my brother on the phone, he said, broski, you a star. I said, brother, hold it down, so we'll all be living large. And it's crazy how last year was on my garage. Now I'm in a good position for this life, can't sabotage. I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp, I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now it in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo. I got tattoos on my face, I use that as motivation. I can never get a job, so for my dream I'm dedicated. For a second, lost myself, I was too busy getting. Now they see me out in public and be knowing what my name is. All these rappers want the clout and the life of being famous. I just wanna be stable, tell my family we made it. I was coming for my spot, a young had to be patient. Now I'm running up, these bands can hit the island for vacation. I've been know my haters, you could say I'm constipated. 5 racks on his fit, just to stunt while I'm in Vegas.